Every one of those 7 areas of life are actually potential forms of wealth that can be converted into actual financial wealth. Most people have heard of the term wealth, but they've probably not dissected it down to find out the various forms of wealth. Most people think of wealth, they immediately think of finances, and that's one form of wealth. But actually, genuine wealth is more broad and encompassing more areas of life than that. We have our mind development, our quest for waking up our genius. We have our business desires to possibly grow a big business. We have our financial area where we want to grow financial independence. We have a family. We have our social causes and goals. We have our physical fitness, and we have our spiritual quest, our existential quest. All those areas actually store a form of wealth. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you're very, very intelligent, you've got a lot of knowledge, and you've stored it, but you've never converted it and packaged it into some form of financial wealth. But you have intellectual property that just hasn't been converted, but it's a form of wealth. It's potential wealth, not actual financial wealth. In fact, all forms of wealth can be converted into financial wealth. But there's also social influence. You may have a massive network of people in your life, but you've never converted that into financial wealth by leveraging in sense and doing deals with people, etc. So you could have intellectual wealth, social wealth. You could also be very beautiful, very attractive, or very handsome. And there are various women out there, I think there's been some supermodels out there that married very wealthy individuals financially because of their beauty. And that's a form of wealth. So I want you to know that there are 7 areas of life that you can store potential wealth, that all of which can be converted into eventually financial wealth if you wanted. You may never desire to. But they're all forms of wealth. Genuine wealth is anything that fulfills your life. And if you look carefully, each of us have a unique set of values and priorities in life. Some people are dedicated to intellectual pursuits and solving problems. Others are dedicated to building a business. Others, finances. They want to build financial wealth. Others, having a beautiful family. And by the way, if you took that person that had a desire for a beautiful family and you say, I'll give you $1 million for your children, unless they were teenagers, you probably wouldn't give them up. You know, teenagers, you might give them away for less. I'm joking. But in the reality is that that's a form of wealth because you call your children priceless. In the process of doing that, you also may have physical wealth, spiritual wealth. I know of a gentleman that actually is a spiritual teacher that is a billionaire. He has converted his spiritual knowledge into financial assets. So every one of those 7 areas of life are actually potential forms of wealth that can be converted into actual financial wealth. So genuine wealth is whatever is meaningful, fulfilling, and inspiring to you. Like I said, there are people that are dedicated to spiritual causes, intellectual pursuits, business pursuits, financial pursuits, dedicated to family pursuits, social pursuits, and physical health pursuits. All of them are meaningful and fulfilling and are genuine the things that people value. So genuine wealth encompasses whatever is meaningful, inspiring, and fulfilling to you. There are some people that have a very fulfilled life and have great fortune with just beautiful children. They may not have financial assets, may never have packaged their children and sold them in the marketplace, but they have a form of genuine wealth. So genuine wealth encompasses all areas, all of which can be converted into financial wealth or any other form of wealth, actually. But I didn't want you to think that wealth is purely financial. That is a very universal form that most people associate with, but encompasses all 7 areas of your life. Now, what would happen if you empowered all 7? You'd truly be a very fortunate individual with financial wealth, social wealth, all forms of wealth in your life. So genuine wealth is encompassing all. Financial wealth is just one of the 7 areas of life that you can master. Thank you for joining me for this presentation today. If you found value out of the presentation, please go below and please share your comments. We certainly appreciate that feedback. And be sure to subscribe and hit the notification icons. That way I can bring more content to you and share more to help you maximize your life. I look forward to our next presentation. Thank you so much for joining.